Hi there, Facebook. How's everybody doing tonight? Hi, Dennis. Hi, Ellie. Hi, Hope. Hi, Jane. We're going to get going in a few minutes here, just getting stuff together. Hi, Shelley. Welcome to Virginia, Shelley. Oh, hi, Pastor Martin. Hi, Mom and Dad. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Suzanne Flegel. I hope everybody's doing well this evening. Oh, Suzanne's here. Hi, Suzanne Daggett. We got both Suzanne Flegel and Suzanne Daggett. I'm going to change the batteries in my lights here real quick while we get people going. We'll see. I don't know if this will be too bright. When I have this on, it causes a bit of glare on the video camera here, so I'm trying to use these instead. We'll see if this works. Oh, Bob's here. Hey there, Bob. Hi, Janice. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Okay, let's see if this works here. Well, those batteries didn't do much good. Okay, well, this is useless. I'll just go without any lights tonight. See how well that eyes work here. Put those up there. So, let's see, what time do we have here? 7:30 right on the dot. Excellent. I hope everybody's having a good evening. I mentioned last week that I wanted to do a concert with music entirely by composers of color. And as I started to look, I assumed there were some resources that would have collections by these composers, because for the majority, 95%, I'm not entirely sure, 90 or 95% of the music that I usually buy of composers that I know are all white. There are very few that I know of as composers of color. And so as I did some research, there were actually a couple blogs that people have written since all of the Black Lives Matter movement got going, got ramped up over the past few weeks, about music by composers of color and how publishing houses can do a better job of promoting their music, and music institutions can do a better job of programming their music. And there are a few collections that I found that are all music by composers of color. And I have one of the main composers here. Hang on, I paused Sorry, I'm trying to watch you guys and watch this at the same time. One of the main composers that I found is Adolphus Halestorm. And this is actually a book that I already had in my library, so I was excited to pull it out. I haven't done much with Adolphus's music. This book is mainly spirituals. And as I mentioned on Monday in my post postponing this concert from Monday to Thursday, so I could do the genre justice. The music by composers of color is not entirely spirituals. There is so much more to the breadth of what they have written. And so I do have one spiritual I wanted to play for you tonight. It is Kumbaya. And first I wanted to read you a little bit about each composer. This is Adolphus Halestorm, and he's still alive. I believe he's the only composer I'm playing tonight that's still alive. He was born on April 17th in 1941, grew up in upstate New York. He's actually born and raised in Rochester, New York, where I'm from. And then he went down to Washington, D.C. here and got his BA in music from Howard University. And later on went to the Manhattan School of Music to get his doctorate in music composition. And then after that, he's traveled around to different universities. He was in Michigan for a little bit. He was at Youngstown State University in Ohio for a little bit. He was a composer in residence at Virginia's Norfolk State University. And his music, it says Halestorm is of African American ancestry, and his works blend musical ideas from both the African American and European traditions. So that is Adolphus Halestorm. And this is his arrangement of Kumbaya. So that is Adolphus Halestorm's arrangement of Kumbaya. And in here, this is a collection of the spirituals that he's arranged for organ. And there's a lot more in here. There's a Balm in Gilead, Every Time I Feel the Spirit. He actually has a nice arrangement of A Come Emmanuel in here as well. Ride On, Majesty, Wade in the Water. And so this is a book that I've started looking through, and I'm looking forward to playing some more of. GIA is a Catholic publishing house, and they have a collection, 3 volumes in a collection called King of Kings, and it's organ music of Black composers past and present. They started putting this together, I believe, 15 years ago. Let me see if there's a date on here. I don't see one. I believe it was about 15 years ago, and there's 3 volumes out now, with a wonderful collection of music. And the first one that I wanted to play for you is called, the title is just Melody. It is by Samuel Coleridge-Taylor. He was born in 1875 and died in 1912. And in his biography here, it says, Samuel Coleridge-Taylor, born in Holborn, London, England, on August 15, 1875, was an English composer who achieved such success he was called the African Mahler. And so Mahler is the big symphonic composer that we know. Coleridge-Taylor's greatest success was the cantata Hiawatha's Wedding Feast, widely performed in England during his lifetime. He died in 1912. And rivaled only by Handel's Messiah and Mendelssohn's Elijah in popularity. So Hiawatha's Wedding Feast is not a piece that I'm familiar with, but according to his biography, it's up there with Handel's Messiah and Mendelssohn's Elijah. So I recommend looking that up. It's something that I'll be doing. His name is Samuel Coleridge-Taylor, and the piece is called Hiawatha's Wedding Feast. I'll find a link and post it to the church's Facebook page in a little bit. So this is his original piece called Melody. It's not based on a hymn tune or anything. One of the things that I'm looking forward to tonight is sharing different colors of the organ with you. The music that I have by these composers is a whole different genre, and they use the organ very symphonically. And so there's different colors, different solos that can come out of the organ. And each of them, I think, has a little bit of a different twist on the colors. And so this one has a solo with the oboe on the swell. You get that. So you get that solo in this one, the oboe. So this is Samuel Coleridge-Taylor's Melody. That was Samuel Coleridge-Taylor's melody. Just a nice little character piece. It's just got this pretty melody. It kind of reminds me of some of Beethoven's symphonies and the lyric movements in his symphonies. Just this nice melody, wandering around a meadow kind of thing. What is next here? I have two pieces by Florence B. Price that I want to play for you. And let me pull up Florence's bio here. Here she is. Florence Beatrice Smith Price was born in Little Rock, Arkansas on April 9th, 1887. She composed over 300 works and was the first Black woman to have a symphony performed by a professional orchestra, and that was the Chicago Symphony Orchestra. Her songs were performed by some of the most admired voices of her day. Florence Price died in 1953. This collection has two of her works, original works for organ. The first one is called Adoration, and as I mentioned before, we've got different colors of the organ that I'll be showing off. This one actually is similar. It uses the same solo as the last one. You have the oboe accompanied by the strings and the flutes here. So this is, and then actually later on, you get this. Bring in some mixtures for some more color. So this is Florence B. Price's Adoration. Was Florence B. Price's Adoration. And then staying with Florence, we have another original work called A Pleasant Thought. And this one uses, in terms of colors of the organ, we get some more high-pitched flutes in this one, so you get some sounds like this. As opposed to earlier, we had just these. So now we get some nice pretty flutes going, and we have a piece called A Pleasant Thought by Florence B. Price. So a nice short little character piece called A Pleasant Thought by Florence Price. One of the things that I like about this music is it has a very Americana feel to it. I hear a lot of Copeland in this music, a lot of the early American prairies type harmonies that you get going. She has very, very beautiful music. The next piece that I have, it's one of the longer ones that I have to offer tonight, is by H. Lesley Adams. And H. Lesley Adams is an African-American composer, pianist, and professor born in Cleveland, Ohio in 1932. Since receiving his doctorate from Ohio State University in 1968, Adams has excelled in recording and performing with the finest symphony orchestras in the world. For almost 3 decades, he has worked with librettist Daniel Myers on the opera Blake. And that is not an opera that I'm familiar with. And H. Lesley Adams is still alive. He was born in 1932. This is a piece called Offertory. It's very symphonic in nature. I know I've said that a lot this evening. But it's in an ABA format. So at the beginning, you get this kind of nice melody. So you get that, and then it develops a little bit where you get that. So instead of just a solo melody, you kind of get a duet going on. And then you get this really nice B section where we go into the. And then eventually we have this nice build to a forte, and then back down to the A section. This is Offertory by Lesley Adams. And I think it's probably my favorite piece that I'm playing for you this evening. This was a lot of fun to look at. That's by far my favorite piece this evening. The way that that's composed is wonderful. It's Lesley Adams is the composer. He was born in 1932. The title is Offertory. And I have one more piece that I want to share with you all. And it's a nice fanfare. Everything that I played tonight. We've had a bit of a night of adagios this evening. And this is called Jubilate. It is by Fela Sowande, and let me pull up the biography here. Fela Sowande, born in 1905, died in 1987, was born in Nigeria. He studied and lived in London and eventually settled into the United States. He became a U.S. citizen in 1977. He was granted many honorifics in his lifetime, including member of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as well as a member of the British Empire. Although his organ compositions owe much to a strong Nigerian influence, he also incorporated Western techniques. In this way, he emphasizes his belief that nationalism should not go unchecked, but always be a part of the greater global community. And I want to read that again, because that's a phrase that I think resonates really well, especially right now. It says, although his organ compositions owe much to a strong Nigerian influence, he also incorporated Western techniques. In this way, he emphasizes his belief that nationalism should not go unchecked, but always be a part of the greater global community. In the book Nigerian Art Music from 1995, Bode Omahola observes, Fela Sowande is undoubtedly the father of modern Nigerian art music, and perhaps the most distinguished and internationally known African composer. And so that's actually a genre that I've never really heard of before, Nigerian art music. And this composer, Fela Sowande, is considered the father of modern Nigerian art music, and one of the best known African composers. This is Jubilate. And you'll hear the Nigerian influence. I think you hear a lot of Gershwin in this. You'll hear that early American influence that Fela has. And there's a couple different sections to this. You get this fanfare. And then later on you get this kind of... So you get these nice melodies, this big fanfare, and this incredibly big ending. So I hope you enjoy Fela Sowande's Jubilate. composer, Fela Sawande. I've really enjoyed going through this music, and this binder is a collection of music that I purchased to do this concert, and was able to download and print out. It's all music by composers of color. And there's a few other collections that I found. It's something that I think institutions can make a point of programming into their calendar year. And so throughout the coming weeks over the summer, I'll make a point to make sure we're supporting composers of color. I hope everybody is doing well. We have our regular week. This week, actually, today's not Monday, today's Thursday. I guess I'm finishing up the week. Tomorrow, we have Suzanne Baggett at 7 o'clock to do a family devotion. And then Sunday morning, we have the second Sunday after Pentecost. And actually, our seminarian, Katie Moran, is going to be preaching. She is home for the summer and is going to do a few sermons for us over the coming months. And so I hope everybody's doing well. And as always, if you need anything, just send the church a note, and we can help you out. And we'll see everybody Sunday morning on Facebook Live. Good night.